66. Have you decided how to die? I, Feng Clan, Feng Haoran. After Feng Haoran announced his family status, the Academy disciples looked at each other as if they had never heard of this race. Feng Clan. What kind of race is that? Is it very powerful? I don't know, I've never heard of this race. Yes. I only know that the Feng Clan has never heard of the 9 lords and immortal forces. Presumably. Those who can give birth to figures like Dao Child must be an extraordinary group. Well. Yes, maybe I am ignorant. ... Although some disciples of small powerful families or independent cultivators do not know the existence of feudal clans, this is normal. If we talk about the Taboo clan, then they all know about it. However, even if they don't know it at this time. However, the princes of the Academy still know the surnames and the power of rules of the 5 taboo clans very well. The Forbidden Clan in space. The clan is sealed, haha. I see, this emperor did not lose unjustly. Considering your age, the forbidden celestial phenomena that appeared 16 years ago must have been caused when you were born. Lishan, you are looking for death tilde. Buzz tilde. Boom tilde. As soon as Li Shan's words came out, Wang Dalin instantly waved his palm. He did not expect that it would expose Feng Haoran's forbidden celestial body. Bang tilde. PFFD tilde. A sudden palm directly knocked Li Shan away. Lishan hit the ground, covered his chest with one hand, and spat out a mouthful of blood. Ha. Ahem. What? You still want to hide the forbidden celestial body for him? I'll tell you, you haven't accepted a disciple in 10 epochs. So why did you show up in person this time? It turns out it was the arrival of a forbidden celestial body. Quote. You. Just when Wang Dalin was still about to take action, Feng Haoran spoke. It's okay. I have no intention of hiding it. Old guy, your guess is correct. I am the owner of the forbidden celestial body. After Feng Haoran personally confirmed it, the Academy disciples were shocked and took a few steps back. R tilde space taboo, confessed clan. It turns out to be a forbidden race. Buzz tilde boom. Just when someone among this group of disciples unknowingly said the word taboo, lightning flashed and thunder thundered in the void. Shishi, papa. Visible bloody cause and effect appeared above their heads. Boom tilde. A thunder punishment spanned the void and fell directly on the disciples who were drawn by the cause and effect. Rumble. R tilde. Help. Bang tilde. A dozen explosions were heard in a row, instantly turning them into ashes. The people next to the fallen disciples hurriedly covered their mouths for fear of being unable to restrain themselves. Wang Dalin did not stop the karma and thunder punishment just now, because they brought it upon themselves. Even if he blocks it, the consequences will involve him, and he will be discovered by the great Tao. Therefore, he cannot take action. It's him. It's really him. The person the master deduced appeared. At this time, Feng Qingwu murmured softly, which she never expected. The forbidden celestial body is already the powerful being of the supreme of heaven and earth, so how can she assist in the killing of destiny? What's more, there is an ancient emperor beside him. She can't even deal with the supreme, let alone the ancient emperor. No, it's better to pass this information to master first. I think master must have some backup plans. As she spoke, she used a secret technique to force out a drop of blood essence, which landed on a communication crystal in her hand. Buzz tilde. The essence and blood were absorbed instantly, and then a divine light flew out from between her eyebrows and disappeared into it. This was what she wanted to convey in her heart. Buzz tilde. At this time, the communication crystal in Feng Qingwu's hand disappeared instantly. At this time, Yi Tianhao beside her was trembling all over and clenching his hands. No, how is it possible? How could he be a forbidden celestial body? With his current cultivation level, what can I do to fight him? No, this is not true. I want to kill him. Huangshan cannot be destroyed in his hands. Kill, must kill him. Quote. Unknowingly, Yi Tianhao began to speak incoherently, and his eyes turned blood red. This was a sign that he was possessed by a demon, and all he could think about was killing Feng Haoran. Tianhao, wake up. Feng Qingwu, who felt something was wrong, hurriedly shouted and tried to wake her up. However, no matter how she screamed, the demonic energy in Yi Tianhao became stronger and stronger. Feng Qingwu started to panic. If it was revealed that she wanted to kill Feng Haoran now, then both of them would die here. Yi Tianhao, wake up quickly. Hey Tilda. Just when he was about to run away, the Chaos Emperor Lotus in Yi Tianhao's body emitted a trace of fresh divine light, suppressing the demonic energy in his heart. Buzz Tilda. Huh? What's going on? What happened to me just now? When Yi Tianhao woke up, he had no idea what had just happened to him. Feng Qingwu couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief after seeing him regain consciousness. Ha Tilda Tianhao, you were almost possessed by a demon just now. Remember, you must control your mind in the future. Don't let yourself lose your mind just because of the strength of the forbidden celestial body. I have already reported this matter to Master, don't worry. Master will definitely have other arrangements, you have to believe in Xuanji Pavilion. Quote. Feng Qingwu's words made Yi Tianhao afraid for a while, if he was possessed by a demon at this moment. Then, not to mention Feng Haoran, I am afraid that even the Dean will personally kill him. Miss Qingwu, I'm sorry, but don't worry, I won't do this again. On the other side, Yi Tianyu had not made any move since he appeared. Now that he heard that Feng Haoran was the forbidden celestial body, he looked like that. It turns out, he is a forbidden celestial body, no wonder he knows Yi Tianhao's destiny identity. People of that race are indeed extraordinary. It seems that it is time to have a good chat with him about this matter. Quote. Now Feng Haoran has made his identity clear, except for Feng Qingwu. Other Saint sons related to the powerful clan forces also sent out messages one after another. Feng Haoran also saw this and did not stop him. For him, it would be a good thing to attract that group of wealthy people. Old guy, I really didn't expect that the person I killed casually turned out to be someone who came to the academy to steal treasures. I didn't expect that someone like you would appear in the academy, which has always been united. Now that I have solved your doubts for you, then, have you thought about how to die? No, Dean, Master Dao Child, my grandfather was just obsessed for a moment. Please forgive him this time for the sake of his hard work for the academy. Quote. Li Qian found out that Feng Haoran wanted to kill her grandfather. She was reluctant to let go of the death of her beloved grandfather, and hurriedly begged the two for mercy. Working hard. Ha ha. I'm afraid he is selfish. If people like this can still survive in the world, then Wanling Academy will not be far from destruction. Quote. Boy, feel free to kill or cut into pieces. Don't rely on your arrogance here. Lishan was afraid that his granddaughter would be implicated in this incident, so he desperately wanted to die. How could Feng Haoran not see what he was thinking? Then, his eyes squinted behind him and he shouted lightly. Ying Yi. Whoosh tilde. Ying understood Feng Haoran's meaning in an instant, and his figure flashed, reaching the top of Lishan Mountain in the blink of an eye. The majestic power of the ancient emperor suddenly surged out from his body. Buzz buzz. Then, with a devastating killing order, they gathered in his hands, and Ying Yi stretched out a finger. The speed was so fast that although Li Shan wanted to escape now, it was impossible under his finger. What's more, at this time, Lishan wanted to die. He closed his eyes slightly and instantly felt an attack coming from between his eyebrows. Hey till. The violent killing power poured into his body instantly. Boom till. A sound came from Li Shan's body, and the princes who worked with him closed their eyes one by one. Can't bear to see them get to this point. No, Grandpa. A heartbreaking roar came from Li Changzun's mouth, and she stumbled and ran away. Lishan slowly opened his eyes and watched his granddaughter running towards him. There was a trace of regret and reluctance on his face. Zunair, stay well, alive. Russell. Lishan's body gradually dissipated before Li Changzun arrived. But the latter threw herself into the air, and with tears streaming down her face, she looked up to the sky and screamed. Ah tilde. She originally had black hair, but at this moment, she turned into snow-white color at the speed visible to the naked eye. Even those clear and bright eyes turned blood-colored at this moment. She turned around suddenly, staring at Feng Haoran with a pair of bloody eyes, and a cold voice came from her mouth. This grudge. I, Li Changzun, and you are irreconcilable. Chapter 67. The Young Emperor of the Soul Tribe. The Emperor kills heaven. This grudge. I, Li Changzun, and you are irreconcilable. She was originally a pure and lovely little girl, but now she has become so hostile because of her grandfather's death. You. How dare you seek revenge from His Highness? Today, I will deal with you first for His Highness. Before Feng Haoran could speak, Xiao Yuning, who had never spoken a word, took a step forward. Hey Tilda. The figure drew a line of surprise in the void and rushed towards Li Changzun. Miss Qingwu, hurry up, please. Yi Tianhao saw Xiao Yuning taking action and wanted to kill Li Changzun. Now that he had no fighting power, he could only go to Feng Qingwu. Before the latter could finish his words, his figure had already risen into the sky. Whoosh tilde. Just when Xiao Yuning's attack was about to reach Li Changzun, Feng Qingwu's figure appeared and faced her with a palm strike. Boom tilde. The powerful divine light surged instantly, causing ripples in the void. Since Xiao Yuning is the supreme ninth layer of heaven and earth, her attacks are simply not something Feng Qingwu can handle now. Hey tilde. Under the impact of Supreme's power, Qian Ying was directly knocked out. Aha! The body that had just stopped suddenly overflowed with a mouthful of blood, and he looked at Xiao Yuning suspended in the void in horror. I didn't expect that one of the maids beside him was actually a supreme power. This kid has started killing people and will be extremely difficult to deal with in the future. I hope Master can send strong men to help. Quote. Thinking of this, she was afraid that Xiao Yuning would take action again, so she stood up straight and looked at Wang Dalin. Dean, although Grand Master Lishan made mistakes, he has dedicated his life to the academy. Now, because of a big mistake that had not yet been made, he died here, and his descendants should not be implicated by him. As the saying goes, no harm can harm the family. Miss Changzun is still young and ignorant, and she has nothing to do with this matter. Those words I just said were also because my loved ones had died, and my heart had long been occupied by hatred. I believe that all the princes and palace masters know who she is, so Qingwu hereby begs the Dean to spare her life. Quote. Please also ask Dean and Dao Child to let Changzun go. When Feng Qingwu begged for her, the Supreme Being and the Palace Master spoke at the same time. I beg the Dean and Dao Child to forgive Senior Sister Changzun. The only disciples in the entire martial arts arena were Jiang Ruoxian, Su Luoxuan and Yi Tianyu. Almost all the disciples were seeking love for Li Qian. Wang Dalin moved his eyes and finally stopped on Feng Haoran. At this time, Xiao Yuning did not act too smart and took action again. He also turned around and looked. At this time, Feng Haoran glanced at the people present and sneered in his heart. Ha ha. As expected of the beauty of destiny, when he was about to die, he actually asked almost the entire academy to plead for mercy. However, if we take action now, it will arouse public outrage, but, am I afraid? Obviously not. But old man Wang's troubled eyes. That's all, give him a face and treat him as a favor for being a Dao Child. I don't like to owe others. At worst, letting her perish together with the destined one is a matter of adult beauty. Thinking of this, he nodded in front of Wang Dalin and agreed. Then, Wang Dalin opened his mouth and said, Lishan ignored the rules of the academy and secretly traded with the Soul Clan. Now that he has fallen, he can be considered a worthy death. As for his descendant Li Changzun, Academy Nyan is so young that he doesn't know about it. So, give her another chance and go to the inner door from now on. Quote. Wang Dalin originally wanted to expel Li Changzun from the academy, but thought of how close she was to her destiny. If you leave the academy, the trajectory of your destiny will undergo many changes, and it will be difficult to control it, so you can only leave it behind. Thank you, Dean. When everyone heard that the Dean agreed, they all happily thanked him. It's all gone tilde. After Wang Dalin finished speaking, his figure disappeared from the spot. But just when Feng Haoran was about to leave, the system's voice sounded. Ding! Because the master showed his strength in the eyes of the world for the first time, he shocked all the disciples of Wanling Academy and triggered a wave of critical hit rewards. The master is rewarded with 4 pieces of Great Dao divine armor. If the master's subordinates wear them, they can ignore the punishment of thunder and be immune to the wisdom of heaven. The master will be rewarded with 5 emperor pills. After taking them, like the supreme holy pill, he will be directly promoted to the great emperor 9th layer without any side effects, and he will be loyal to the master throughout his life. The master cannot use it. Reward the owner with a great emperor beast pill, exclusive to Bays. The master will be rewarded with 10,000 years of cultivation. After the rewards are distributed, the master is asked to collect them by himself. If it is necessary to integrate cultivation, the owner only needs to inform Guzi. Quote. After the system's voice disappeared, Feng Haoran instantly thought of the meaning of the system's reward. It seems that the news of my birth and experience will cause Huangshan to completely go into chaos. That's fine. If life doesn't have a little flavoring, there really won't be any surprises. Quote. Whoosh tilde. Feng Haoran's figure flashed and rushed towards his Dao Child Hall, while Ying Yi and Xiao Yuning hurriedly followed. Yi Tianhao looked at the direction they were leaving and gritted his teeth. Just wait, I will definitely take revenge for Changzun. After saying that, he came to the martial arts field and called Li Changzun softly. Changzun. Li Changzun, who was originally tense, opened his mouth when he saw Yi Tianhao's figure, but fainted before the words could be spoken. Ah, Changzun. He hugged her nervously, and Feng Qingwu let out a long sigh. Hey tilde, she's fine. It's just that the blow was too great for her and she couldn't bear it. Knowing that she was fine, Yi Tianhao carried her to his residence. Emperor Origin Territory, Soul Continent, in the Soul Clan, one of the 9 masters. At this time, inside an extremely luxurious hall suspended in the void. A handsome-looking young man wearing a purple gold divine crown. He wore a silver gold-rimmed divine robe, showing his nobility. He leaned against the throne, held his forehead with one hand, and narrowed his eyes to listen to the report of the person below. This person's name is Emperor Slayer. He is the first-generation genius of the Soul Clan and the young emperor of the Soul Clan. His strength is similar to that of Feng Yukong and others. When he heard that Dai Xuan died and described the scene before his death, he suddenly opened his eyes and said lightly. Opening the scene he left behind before his death, I would like to see who is so bold that he dares to kill even my people. No tilde. Below, a woman with a charming figure holds a communication crystal in her slender hands. Under the control of her mind, the crystal suddenly emitted a ray of light, and then projected a picture. In the picture, Feng Haoran pinched Dai Xuan's neck with one hand, and the latter said breathlessly, Let me go, I am the dominant force of the Soul Clan, if you kill me. Even if you are the Dao child of the Academy, you have to be buried with me, and even the Dean can't protect you. Ha ha, I have never been afraid of anyone for what I want to do. Hey, hee hee, even if I die in Wanling Academy, you won't live long. I'll wait for you down there. Click. When the sound of crushing the neck came, the scene disappeared. The young man on the throne suddenly became furious. Good. Very good, a Dao child from the Academy actually doesn't take this young emperor seriously. Zhu Ji, prepare the chariot. I want to personally meet this ant who doesn't know the heights of the sky. Quote. Buzz tilde. Just when the woman below was about to agree, an old man who looked like an old servant suddenly appeared in the hall. Young Emperor, the Soul Emperor said that the forbidden celestial body has been born, and he asked you to go to Kangling Domain Wanling Academy. He said that if there was a chance, he would kill him, but he must not reveal that it was the Soul Clan. Once exposed, no one would be left alive. Quote. Oh tilde, what a coincidence, isn't it? This young emperor happens to be heading to the Kangling realm, so Let's take care of him along the way. Chapter 68. The first generation of the Ying clan, Ying Shengyu. After Feng Haoran revealed his identity, many disciples of Wanling Academy spread the word. Suddenly, the entire Huangshan universe exploded. The 9 dominant forces, as well as the immortal forces, all received news of the birth of the forbidden celestial body. Some want to kill them quickly, and some want to have a relationship with them. Even among the 5 taboos, the 3 taboo families that were enemies of the Feng clan now arranged for people to be born. At this time, the Ying clan is taboo. Next to a vast Linga river, a young man wearing a dark gold-rimmed cloak. He was motionless, but his black hair was blown by the wind, and he was holding a fishing rod glowing with golden light. What he wants to catch is not fish, because there are countless sacred beasts in captivity in this spiritual river. But at this time, Buzz tilde. Suddenly, there was a roar from the fishing rod in his hand, and his eyes that were originally closed opened instantly. Hey tilde. A golden light shot out from his eyes, and he suddenly exerted force in his hand, grabbing the fishing rod and lifting it up. Yin tilde. A voice that sounded like a dragon but not a dragon came from the Linga river. Plop tilde. The sound of a giant thing emerging from the water was heard, and a blue thing jumped out of the Linga river, with a fishing rod hanging from its mouth. It was in pain and kept twisting its body, and then it was thrown ashore by the cloaked young man. Yin tilde. Taking a closer look, it turned out to be an aqua-blue unicorn, with the image of a dragon head, antlers, a lion's body, and an eagle's claws, and its body was covered with bright blue spiritual fragments. He exudes the aura of the supreme 5th layer of heaven and earth. Even though he is a young man holding a fishing rod, he has just entered the supreme 1st layer. Buzz tilde. Before the young man could even close his pole, a sound of laughter came from the void. Ha ha. Congratulations to Xiaohao for getting a sacred beast, water unicorn. Xiaohao is the title of the next leader of the Ying clan, and this young man is named Ying Shengyu. He is also the 1st generation genius of the younger generation of the Ying tribe. At this time, he looked at the visitor and did not answer. Instead, he put away his fishing rod. When he came to Shui Kilin, he made an extremely cold and ruthless voice. Dead or alive? The water unicorn's huge eyes looked at him, and it felt an extremely terrifying killing aura from its body. If his answer does not satisfy him, he will face death. In order to stay alive, it directly knelt down with its front hooves like a human being. Yin tilde. At the same time, it made a low sound from its mouth, as if to show that it was willing to surrender. Upon seeing this, Ying Shengyu touched Shui Kilin's head, then turned to look at the visitor. This person was a middle-aged man, and then he made a faint voice. If you are not with my father, why do you come to Ben Xiaohao? The middle-aged man smiled flatteringly. He. Xiaohao, the clan leader, said that the forbidden celestial body was born. 16 years ago, the family suffered a hidden loss from the Feng clan. He said, with your qualifications and strength, it is time for the Feng clan to pay the price. Quote. When Ying Shengyu heard this, he suddenly stopped moving and his expression continued to darken. Ha tilde, are you finally willing to give up? I have been waiting for you for a long time. With that said, he stepped onto Shui Kilin's back and shouted into the void. Yanshin, take Haoshan guards with you and follow this Xiaohao into the world. No tilde. Yin tilde. Just after a response came from the void, the water unicorn under Ying Shengyu's seat let out a long cry, and then escaped into the void. ... This kind of thing also happened in other forces. As for the taboo to seal clans, Feng Chanjue was still handling affairs in the imperial palace at this time. The man in black armor quietly appeared in the palace again. Master, young master, he exposed his identity in Wanling Academy. Oh, really? Feng Chanjue responded with 3 simple words, as if this was something he expected. When the man in black armor saw his master's expression, he couldn't accept the words. Neither walking nor not walking. He wanted to speak many times, but swallowed it again. Fortunately, at this time, Feng Chanjue spoke. I think he felt that there was no one in his class who was worthy of his attention, so he lured out the first generation of these forces. That's fine, let those first-generation geniuses become his training stones. Quote. Then, do we still need to send more manpower to protect the safety of the young master? The words of the man in black armor made Feng Chanjue think for a while, and then he spoke again. If we send the clan guards there, Haoran will have no room for action. In this way, let Zhu Yifeng and the others wait for Tian Kui's orders. If there are special circumstances, they must arrive as soon as possible. Quote. No tilde. ... Kangaling Domain, Wanling Academy, Dao Child Palace. At this time, Feng Haoran asked Xiao Yuning to go and call Yukong and others. And he himself released Bai Zhe, and the great Emperor Beast pill that was exclusive to him also appeared. Bai Zhe saw a very beast-inducing elixir appearing in his hand, and stared at it. When he casually threw the elixir over, it didn't stop at all. He opened his mouth and swallowed it in one gulp. Buzz tilde. Suddenly, the supreme power in Bai Zhe's body was instantly swallowed up by a peerless great emperor power. Roar tilde. For a moment, the power of the great emperor pounded crazily in its body, like a heart-piercing pain, making it roar. Fortunately, this pain did not last long, and Bai Zhe's cultivation level continued to rise at a speed visible to the naked eye. Buzzing. In just a few breaths, he was promoted from Supreme 9th Layer to Great Emperor 9th Layer. Roar tilde. It roared happily, and its figure flashed and came to Feng Haoran's side. He rubbed his head on his body affectionately, and didn't forget to lick Feng Haoran's hand. In just a short time, it has been promoted from the Supreme 5th Layer to the Great Emperor 9th Layer. How can he be unhappy when he improves so quickly without consuming his own foundation? Today, Bai Zhe is very grateful for his original choice. Whoosh! Suddenly, 5 stunning giants appeared in the void, flying towards Feng Haoran. Whoosh! Buzz tilde. After the figures appeared, it was Xiao Yuning, Yukong and others. Emperor Monarch. Yukong, Jingjin, Xingchen and Ziyuan bowed to him. Coming. Feng Haoran stroked Bai Zhe's snow-white hair with one hand, and dragged 4 exquisite armors with the other. These are 4 pieces of armor that are comparable to the treasures of the wilderness, called the Great Dao Divine Armor. Each of you will have 1 piece. Buzz tilde. As soon as he finished speaking, 4 pieces of Great Dao Divine Armor flew from Feng Haoran's hands to the 4 of them. They looked at each other and then knelt down. Emperor Monarch, such an important treasure, it is better to keep it with you. With him, your safety can be further guaranteed. Ha ha. Since I gave it to you, just take it. Now, my identity has been exposed. Thinking about it, those geniuses from the self-proclaimed powerful clan should be coming to Kangaling Realm soon. From now on, you all should stay with me, but your current cultivation level is still too weak. Therefore, you take the Great Dao Divine Armor, and then take this elixir. Quote. Buzz tilde. This time, 5 pills appeared, including one for Xiao Yuning who was standing aside. When the latter saw this, the unconcealable joy between his brows suddenly appeared. A few years ago, she had seen such elixirs, and at first she did not believe that they could improve her cultivation. Later, it turned out, so when she saw this type of elixir again, she grabbed it in her hand without hesitation, and then knelt down to thank her. Yu Ning, thank you, Your Highness, for giving me the elixir again. As she spoke, she put the elixir directly into her mouth. Buzz tilde. The elixir melted instantly in her mouth, forming a majestic great emperor's power that poured into her body. Boom tilde. On Xiao Yuning, the power of the law gradually became perfect, and the divine light suddenly shined. When the 4 Yukong people saw this, their faces looked horrified. What kind of elixir is this? It actually made her rush to the realm of the great emperor. They were shocked, but no one came to answer, because Xiao Yuning was the best answer. Not long after, Xiao Yuning from the great emperor 9th layer slowly stood up. She felt the power in her body and was overjoyed. How does it feel? Your Highness, this feels so good. When Xiao Yuning was about to ask Yu Kong and the others to take the elixir, unexpectedly, the four of them instantly grabbed the elixir suspended in the void and stuffed it into their mouths. Buzz tilde. Chapter 69 The Little Villain Takes Action. In the Huangshan universe, 3 years have passed in the blink of an eye. During this period, the first-generation geniuses from the major forces appeared frequently and rushed to the Kangaling realm. However, these first-generation geniuses came to nothing. Because 3 years ago, a strange phenomenon appeared in the desolate sea of Kangaling Domain. Some people speculate that it is a strange treasure that has appeared in the world, while others speculate that it is an ancient secret realm. As for what it is, it remains to be investigated. As the only immortal force in Kangaling Domain, Wanling Academy naturally wanted to go there to investigate. At the same time, the disciples above the core of the academy also entered the wilderness of the sea, just to find rare treasures in the world. As the destined person, Yi Tianhao is the first to bear the brunt. As the saying goes, there must be strange treasures in the visions of heaven and earth, and the destiny of heaven is the harvesting station of strange treasures. Therefore, under the leadership of Feng Qingwu, they had already arrived at the desolate sea territory. Of course, Feng Haoran, the destiny harvester, is naturally indispensable. After all, the treasure hunting mouse is already ready, so how could he be missing? Therefore, after hearing about it, the first-generation prodigies of many forces in the wilderness also rushed to the territory of the wilderness. The so-called desolate sea territory occupies 1/3 of the entire Kangaling territory. As the name suggests, it is vast and boundless, and there are many unknown creatures in it. Some live on floating islands, some on sacred mountains, and of course, the most numerous ones are on the seabed. A long time ago, many creatures did not know the dangers of the sea and came to hunt for treasures, but they basically never came back. It was later known as one of the 2 most dangerous places in the Kangaling Domain, and the other was the Netherworld Ghost Forest. Nowadays, because of a vision of heaven and earth, many young geniuses have been attracted, and even the powerful great emperor. In the wilderness of the sea, the phenomenon of heaven and earth rising into the sky lasted for 3 full years. As for the exotic treasures or ancient secret realms, there is no sign of being opened. At this time, we were on an extremely large island that was relatively close to the vision. A man in white attire was accompanied by 2 extremely beautiful women. A face of extraordinary beauty and coldness, like an ice lotus. The other one is pure and beautiful, but has silver hair like snow. Both of them are beautiful in their own way, and these 3 are Yi Tianhao, Feng Qingwu and Li Changzun from Wanling Academy. The 3 of them had just experienced a fight at this time, and the ground was full of corpses of unknown creatures. While they were enjoying digging for the beast's core, Buzz tilde. Suddenly, an exquisite silver token emerged from the body of a crocodile-like creature. Ha! Sister Qingwu, what is this? Yi Tianhao held the silver token suspended in the void in his palm. Seeing this, Feng Qingwu hurriedly came over. Because her beautiful figure moved too fast, a gust of fragrant wind hit her. Feng Qingwu came to Yi Tianhao and looked at the silver token. As for Yi Tianhao, he stared at the former closely, dumbfounded. This thing. Just as Feng Qingwu was about to speak, she felt something strange about Yi Tianhao. But when she saw him staring at her closely, her cheeks couldn't help but blush. After 3 years of getting along, the relationship between the 3 of them has gradually improved. Feng Qingwu is the first genius of this generation, so Yi Tianhao and Li Changzun call her sister Qingwu. Aha! Well, Sister Qingwu, tell me. After reacting, Yi Tianhao felt a little embarrassed and pretended to be calm. This object is engraved with ancient divine patterns, but it looks like a key. What? Key? So what is the key to where? Feng Qingwu's slender little hand handed the silver token back and shook her head. I don't know about this. Since you are destined to get this thing, I think you will definitely find a place to open it later. Yi Tianhao said and put away the silver token. Whoosh! Suddenly, in the void, the sounds of several figures crossing the space were heard. Ha ha. My good brother, it turns out that you are here, and you can give me a good meal. What? He's actually here. The voice of the speaker was very familiar to Yi Tianhao, and then a figure appeared that he would never forget in his life. Buzzing. The person who came was none other than Yi Tianyu, and behind him stood a group of masked people. There were about a dozen people, and they were elders of the evergreen Yi clan, the immortal Saint King level. Because he was afraid that he would not be able to kill Yi Tianhao completely and that his identity would be exposed, he hid his face. Yi Tianyu, what are you doing here? In the past 3 years, Yi Tianhao's cultivation has naturally improved, and now he has reached the realm of immortal emperor. But facing a dozen holy kings with powerful auras around him, it was inevitable that he would be a little disappointed. At this time, the 3 of them had gathered together. As the only man, Yi Tianhao protected the 2 women behind him. Ha ha. This young master is here, of course, to hunt for treasure. By the way, I'm here to solve the scourge of your family. Yi Tianyu said, his face suddenly turned gloomy. HMPH deal with me. It depends on whether you have the ability. Sister Qingwu, I will hold them back in a moment. You take Changzan and leave this place quickly. No, I won't leave. I want to fight against the enemy with brother Tianhao. Yi Tianhao knew that the dozen or so people on the other side were powerful, so he planned to stay and hold them back while the 2 women left first. However, Li Changzan was unwilling. In the past 3 years, she had secretly made a promise. He felt that Yi Tianhao was the person he would entrust with his life. How could he leave when he saw that he was in danger? The 2 of them looked like this, making Feng Qingwu shake her head. That's all, I'll come and hold those dozen holy kings in a while, and you 2 will join forces to deal with Yi Tianyu. If you have the chance, leave quickly and don't pay attention to me. I will find you when I get away. Quote. No, Sister Qingwu. Let's go together, multiply 2. Okay, don't worry, mother-in-law, I'll be fine. HMPH want to escape. Does this young master agree? Seeing what the 3 people opposite were muttering, Yi Tianyu could tell what they were thinking at a glance. Then, he waved to the dozen or so holy kings behind him. Go up, destroy them. Whoosh. More than a dozen elders remained silent, instantly stood up and rushed over. Buzzing. Feng Qingwu's face was stern, her hands formed seals, and a powerful aura emanated from her body. Hey Tilda. Then, she rushed forward without hesitation, and as soon as she reached the void, she was surrounded by more than a dozen people. Facing these holy kings, she waved her hand gently, and a golden light instantly swayed in the void. Boom Tilda. Go ahead, kill her. One person spoke, and a dozen people rushed forward at the same time, and the 2 sides fought instantly. In the void, there was a powerful impact sound, and the brilliant divine power intertwined and exploded continuously. Boom, boom. On the ground, Yi Tianhao felt relieved when he saw Feng Qingwu facing dozens of people with ease. He stared at Yi Tianyu with cold eyes. Run. Humph, if I don't kill you, how can I leave? Whoosh Tilda. When Yi Tianyu saw it coming towards him, a flash of fierceness flashed in his eyes, and he smacked out his palm suddenly. Buzz Tilda Hu Tilda. A deafening explosion sounded in the air, and violent flames rushed straight towards Yi Tianhao. Whoosh. The latter's body was strong, with wind blowing under his feet. He turned into an afterimage, constantly dodging the attacks of flames, and appeared in front of Yi Tianyu in an instant. 8 desolations breaking heaven fist Tilda. Buzz Tilda. A shadow of a fist emerged from Yi Tianhao's arm. Well done. Yi Tianyu looked at him with a playful look on his face, without fear, and then waved his palm menacingly. Heavenly flame palm Tilda. Ha Tilda. Hey Tilda. A giant palm print with flames collided with Yi Tianhao's fist shadow. Boom. Chapter 70 Yi Tianhao vs Yi Tianyu. Boom Tilda. The powerful impact rippled across the ground, and the surrounding trees, flowers and plants were directly cut in half. As the young master of the Changqing Yi tribe, Yi Tianyu has already reached immortal Emperor 9th layer. In the past few years, he has been carefully taught by the Academy's Queen Zheng Li. Coupled with the consumption of heaven-defying resources and the cultivation in the secret space treasure, he has now entered the realm of a saint. If one goes by the past and wants to become a saint without tens of thousands of years of accumulation, it would be simply a fantasy. Now that the great age has come, various supreme bodies and holy bodies appear frequently, and even the rules of heaven and earth are much easier to understand than before. In addition, Yi Tianyu himself is also born with Taoist bones, and now he is integrated with the ancient holy body. It can also be regarded as a peerless talent that is rare to see in several eras. Therefore, he has the opportunity to become a saint, and his strength is extremely heaven-defying. Just this blow sent Yi Tianhao flying 1,000 meters away. Chi. The footprints dragged on the ground for a long time. When he stopped, the energy and blood in his body suddenly surged. Aha! A trace of blood spilled from the corner of his mouth. When Li Qian saw this, he came forward with a worried look on his face. Brother Tianhao, are you okay? Ha ha. My good brother, I forgot to tell you that I am now in the realm of a saint. Only now do I understand why saints are like ants, even if you hide your cultivation. Even if you are a semi-saint now, you are still no match for me in front of me. Quote. Hateful. Yi Tianhao wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and rushed forward again. But this time, what he held in his hand was the 10,000 Dragons' divine sword, which was a top-grade imperial weapon. The 10,000 Dragon divine sword, which was originally sealed, has been unlocked layer by Yi Tianhao over the years. When he took out the sword, the fairy spirit in his body continued to pour into it. Choke tilde. A sword sound sounded, erupting with great power and swinging in the void. What? I didn't expect you to have an imperial weapon. One sword. Thousands of dragons come out tilde. Yin tilde. In response to Yi Tianyu, thousands of phantoms of divine dragons emerged from the divine sword. The sound of dragon power shook the sky. Thousands of dragon shadows circled in the void, and then rushed towards Yi Tianyu. Yin tilde tilde tilde. Break. With a loud shout, Yi Tianyu pulled out the power of the mountains and rivers, and his palms flew. Boom tilde. In an instant, Yi Tianhao's attack was turned invisible, and the heavenly flames in his body seemed to be able to burn everything. What about Emperor weapon? It's a pity that you don't have the strength to display it. Ha, 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 ha. Just swinging the sword made Yi Tianhao gasp for breath. At this time, half of the immortal emperor's power had been drained out of his body. Go to hell tilde. Daluo Tianyan palm tilde. Buzz tilde. Whoosh. As Yi Tianyu waved his palm, an earth-destroying palm print instantly appeared in the void. Buzzing. Powerful pressure came from the void, and Yi Tianhao frowned slightly. The fine beads on his forehead kept pouring out. He held the sword with both hands and mobilized the remaining power of the immortal emperor in his body. Wu tilde. With the influx of fairy spirits, the 10,000 dragons' divine sword glowed with golden light, and even the power of the surrounding laws was absorbed by it. 10,000 dragons, reunite, one sword, break the sky tilde. Wu tilde. Choke tilde buzz tilde. Yin tilde. In the void, the shadows of thousands of dragons merged instantly to form a giant dragon tens of thousands of feet tall. The dragon shadow hovers, and a huge sword is hidden in it. With the power of breaking the sky, it rushes towards the palm print with the dragon shadow. Yin tilde. Choke tilde. Wu tilde. Rumble. Whoosh. The two forces confront each other in the void, and their remaining power ripples in the space. The sparks generated by the impact are like fireworks in the night sky, bright and short-lived, attracting people's imagination. Boom tilde tilde tilde. There was a loud noise, and Yi Tianhao's body was like a kite with its string broken, and the remaining power of the attack flew out first. He was exhausted and had no way to fight. Looking at Yi Tianyu, the silver divine crown on his head was knocked off, his hair was flowing, and his face was stained with blood. He covered his chest with one hand, his eyes full of horror. Is this what he calls destiny? Even though I have become a saint now, my combat power is actually the same as his. If he is also a saint, then wouldn't he be able to defeat me with just one move? No, he must not stay. Tilde. After thinking about this, Yi Tianyu dragged his seriously injured body and stood up from the ground. Today, you must die Tilde. Call out. A long knife appeared in Yi Tianyu's hand. He was in the void and struck at the exhausted Yi Tianhao. The latter raised his eyes heavily, feeling extremely unwilling. I don't have any strength anymore, could it be? Just when he thought he was about to perish, Li Changzun's body appeared in front of him. She held a long sword used by women, blocking it in the void. Ding tilde. Boom tilde. A crisp sound sounded, which was caused by the collision of swords. PFFD tilde. Yi Tianyu's power as a saint, with Li Changzun's current level of cultivation, was simply difficult to resist. Her body continued to fall back, and then a blood arrow spurted out from her mouth, and her body half knelt on the ground. If it weren't for the support of her sword, she would have fallen to the ground. Changzun. Yi Tianhao stumbled to it with the support of the 10,000 dragons' divine sword. Changzun, how are you? Brother Tianhao, I'm fine. Li Changzun smiled with difficulty. She didn't want Yi Tianhao to worry about her. Ha ha. A waste is a waste, and you let a woman block the knife for you. Now, you are exhausted, is there anyone willing to block this blow for you? When Yi Tianyu mocked the two of them, he kept laughing wildly. If Feng Haoran were here, he would definitely say that. The villain eventually dies because he talks too much. Suddenly, Yi Tianyu's eyes narrowed. Let me be a good person and send you to hell to be a pair of miserable mandarin ducks. He held the knife in both hands, his feet shook, and his figure jumped up. Hey tilde. Go to hell tilde. Buzz tilde. Yi Tianhao and Li Qian looked for the two of them, listening to the sound of the long sword slashing closer and closer. Feeling the approach of death, they planned to close their eyes and wait for death. Suddenly, a clear and sweet collision sound came. Ding tilde. Yi Tianhao tried to open his eyes and found a beautiful figure appearing in front of him. This person was none other than Feng Qingwu, who had fought against the elders of the Yi tribe before. Whoosh! Her appearance also brought with her a dozen elders of the Yi tribe. Tilde, what do you do for a living? You can't even deal with her. Yi Tianyu was so angry at this moment that he could have killed Yi Tianhao immediately. But now, it was blocked again. Feng Qingwu, who blocked the attack, was no longer as fairy-like as before. There are also many wounds on his body. After all, he is dealing with more than a dozen immortal holy kings. Although she is only half a step ahead of Supreme, she still cannot compete with him. She looked at the two exhausted people behind her, and then continued to squeeze the magic formula with her hands. Buzz tilde. Yi Tianhao and Li Changzun, at this moment, their bodies involuntarily rose into the air. Sister Qingwu, what are you? You go first, I will come later. Feng Qingwu waved her sleeves without explaining too much. Buzz tilde who tilde. The two of them were enveloped by a transparent halo, and then disappeared into the void. Sister Qingwu. Hurry up and chase me. Seeing Yi Tianhao being sent away by the woman in front of him, Yi Tianyu roared hysterically. Whoosh! Just when the elders wanted to chase after them, Feng Qingwu's body blocked them directly. Your opponent is me. Don't think that because you are from Xuanji Pavilion, this young master is afraid of you. Let me chop her to death tilde.
Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiowave to stay updated with our latest stories and never miss out on a great listen.